So yesterday, as a quick recap, our two forms of intellectual property are patents, which are for inventions, and you have to apply for. Typically have about a 20-year lifespan. Copyrights, in contrast, are created as soon as you have, created something. And those protections tend to last for the lifetime of the creator plus 70 years. Right? An intellectual property tort results from what we call infringement. Right? If we're talking about patents, then this means using or duplicating someone's invention. So if Sky has invented that flying car, that final piece of technology that makes the flying car practical, and somebody else just reverse engineers what Sky has done. They take it apart, they figure out what Sky figured out, and then they just rip off the invention. That's a patent infringement. Okay. Copyright is a little more complicated. It doesn't start out sounding more complicated, but it means you're using somebody's creative expression or you are copying it without their permission. So we've talked about Allison's essay answer. If somebody in some future class finds Allison's answer, passes it off as their own, not only will they have committed plagiarism, they will also have infringed on Allison's copyright. There are exceptions. One, there's something called first sale. If I take this lovely brick of a book, The Scramble for Africa by Thomas Pakenham, or Pakenham probably, and I sell it, that's totally fine. This is my book. If I sell it to Skylar, he can buy it and that's it. That's fine because now he has the book and I don't. If I go to the photocopier with this book and several hours on my hands and photocopy every page and give that to Skylar, that's infringement because I have the book and now he has everything in the book and the author is out the money from another sale. So you can't do that. There's also kind of the gray area of fair use. If you use somebody else's creative expression for some purpose that does not make any money for you, that's what we mean by non-commercial, this might be okay. So if I were to teach a history of imperialism or a history of Africa, it might be okay for me to photocopy a chapter from that book and share it with Skylar as a student in that class. I'm not making any money. That might be okay. I'm also not copying the entire book. It's also might be okay because it is for educational purposes. Oops, no, not yet. Okay. Now, this is stuff to take seriously. I've actually had firsthand experience with this. When we were doing hybrid learning, and students were having to do a bunch of stuff remote without me, I tried to cobble together an instructional video for some of the Kami screenshot sort of stuff, and there was a video on YouTube that had a whole bunch of other stuff, but it had a little snippet of what I needed, and it was that snipping tool that you all have on your Chromebooks, but that I don't because I have a Mac. So I could not demonstrate this from my own computer, so I used theirs and I put it into a YouTube video that was shared with students so that they could figure this out. It was also on YouTube. And this company that created the video somehow found that little chunk, that little excerpt in my video, and they filed a copyright infringement complaint with YouTube, which was kind of a problem. It didn't ban me from YouTube, but it immediately blocked access to the video for my students. And if somebody had complained about other similar things that I know I had done, then I could have lost the ability to have content on YouTube, which at that time would have been a really big problem for my classes. So this stuff, it can snare you even if you really don't think you're doing anything wrong, right? And I got it. I understood. I wrote the people an email explaining. They withdrew their complaint. The video was still taken down, and everybody left relatively happy. But this is stuff to be careful with. Right? One of the best examples of copyright infringement and how this stuff can work, it comes to us as promised, right, in a video about Vanilla Ice, Queen, and who else, Bridget?
No, I'm not sure who else, but I know where this is going.
David Bowie. All right.
On July 2nd, 1990, rapper Vanilla Ice released his hit pop rap crossover tune, Ice Ice Baby. It was widely popular, becoming the first single in the U.S. to reach the #1 spot. The song got particular attention from both the legal teams for David Bowie and the rock band Queen. They claimed the song was very similar to a collaborative work between Bowie and Queen titled Under Pressure, which was released 9 years prior on October 29th, 1981. Here's the song side by side. Ice infamously disputed these claims in an interview.
Ice goes ding 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 ding. That's the way theirs goes. Ours goes ding 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 ding.
Vanilla Ice altered the rhythm of the bass line, thinking he would thereby avoid any questions of credit, royalties, license, or even permission. To avoid a court case, Ice admitted to using Queen and Bowie's work and paid an undisclosed amount to both parties, as well as giving both David Bowie and the members of Queen writing credits on Ice Ice Baby.
Okay, so it can be that simple. We don't have
On
to...
July 2nd, 1990, rapper Vanilla Ice...
Ahead of me there, Google Slides. So I mean, it can be that simple. And this is something that comes up a lot now that you have so many people that don't... I don't want to put this in a way that sounds insulting. They don't actually really create new music, but they sample and they mix. All right, I mean, this is something much more likely for you young whippersnappers to get involved in. Not me. I'm too old. I do not know anything about mixing and sampling and all that stuff. But you could get in trouble. And this stuff keeps coming up. So here's another example. This one has not gone to court. But maybe if you want to do like a little finder's fee for the Canadian band Rush, you can. So here's the opening to a Rush, beloved Rush classic, Red Barchetta.
There's a question on there.
Yeah, these are the pairs of songs we're going to listen to. Right? So listen to this pair of songs and select the option with which you agree. So first, Rush. Well, except we're going to need it louder than that. The volume is maxed. You got to be kidding me. All right. We'll have to listen closely. All right, and Bomba Estéreo, much more recently. All right, what do you think? Is that similar enough? All right, select your option. I've got 11 of 13 responses. All right, and we're going to lock in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so most of you think they did not. And I wasn't sure either, but I had heard both songs, and when I first heard Duele by Bomba Estéreo, I thought, man, that sounds like the beginning of Red Barchetta. And I did look it up to see if anybody else thought so, and at least one other person, I think, on Twitter thought that they did, and it was not me. But that makes 2 of us so far. So I think Bomba Estéreo are safe for now. All right. Okay, that leaves us with the end of intentional torts and the end of international intellectual property.